Hello everyone, my name is Lavina Fernandez and I'll be a science teacher for this new academic year. First of all, I welcome you all for this online classes. So during the online classes, I'll be sharing with you PPT slides and some videos as well. So whenever required, please click on the link and watch them carefully. So without wasting much of your time, we will start the first chapter, that is nutrition in plants.
You all know that living organisms need food to survive, right? Food provides us with essential nutrients, that is, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Let us look at few slides of components of food and their examples. So the first one is rice, wheat, banana, sugar, etc. are the examples for carbohydrates. Foods like chicken, fish, and pulses are examples for proteins. Meat, eggs, cheese, butter, etc. are examples for fats. Fruits and vegetables are the examples for vitamins and minerals. Let us see the functions of these components of food. The major function of carbohydrate is to provide energy. Proteins help in the wear and tear of the body. Again, fats also provide energy whenever your body needs more. Vitamins and minerals are required in small quantities for the growth of our bones and teeth. Now, all of us know that plants can make their own food, but animals, including human beings, cannot prepare their own food. Animals obtain their food from the plants or some smaller animals which eat plants. So, animals, including human beings, directly or indirectly depend on plants for their food. So, we need to see now what happens to the food that we eat. The food consumed by the organisms gets digested in the digestive system, and all the nutrients are absorbed and utilized by the body. This process is called as nutrition. So, what is nutrition? So, nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. I'll repeat it again. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. So, there are two types of nutrition. The first one is autotrophic nutrition, and the second one is heterotrophic nutrition. So, let's see what is autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self, and trophos means nourishment. Autotrophic means the organisms which make their food by themselves. They are not dependent on others. Can you give an example? Right. Green plants belong to this group as they prepare their own food. Let's move on to heterotrophs. It is made up of two words, heterotrophs. It can be divided into two words. Hetero means others and trophos means nourishment. So heterotrophs means the organisms that depend on others for their food, right? If you look at the pictures, you can see a cow is grazing the grass, birds are searching their food in water, and so on. So, in this way, animals that are dependent on others for their food are called heterotrophs. All the animals are heterotrophs. So, this is all about the types of nutrients, what is nutrition, and the two types of nutrition. Moving on. As we are dealing with the plants in this lesson, we should know how plants prepare their own food. This is very important, so pay attention and focus on the topic. So let's see how plants make their food. During lockdown, you must have tried to prepare a new dish in the kitchen, isn't it? Or you must have at least seen so many of your friends uploading pictures. So then if you want to cook something like chicken chilli or paneer chilli, can you directly go and start cooking in the kitchen? No, you can't. First, we need to collect all the ingredients and then we can cook the dish easily. If you don't know where are the ingredients, then we go for the search and spoil the dish. So ingredients play a very important role in the cooking process, right? Similarly, in the plants, for the preparation of food, the plants need the ingredients or the raw materials. So let's see which are the raw materials required by the plant. Here they are on the screen. They are water, minerals, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, and sunlight. All the raw materials are present in the surrounding itself. They are water, minerals, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, and sunlight. All these raw materials are present in the surrounding itself. Can you guess why? As you know, plants cannot move from one place to another. All the required materials are available in its surrounding. Now we know everything is available, but which part of the plant prepares food? So all the things are ready. So which part of the plant prepares food? Is it the stem? Is it the root? Is it the leaf? Or parts like flower, fruits, etc. So we have learnt in primary classes that leaves are called as the kitchen of the plant, or it is also called as food factories of the plants, isn't it? Right. So if leaves prepare food, then all the raw material should reach the leaves. So we will see how the raw materials reach the leaves. First we will take water. Where is the water? So we know water is present in the soil. So now which part of the plant is under the soil? Definitely, it's the root. So next we will take minerals. Even minerals are present in the soil. So water and minerals are transported to the leaves by the vessels which run like pipes throughout the roots and the stem and then to the branches and finally to the leaves. So these vessels are known as xylem. So xylem tissue helps in the transportation of water from the soil to the leaves. You will learn more about xylem in the 11th chapter. So no need to worry about what is this xylem vessel or any other question if you get it in your mind. Now we understood how water and minerals are transported to the leaves. Next important raw material is the carbon dioxide. What is carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is a gas. So how carbon dioxide is obtained by the leaves? Look at the slide. This is the cross section of the leaf. If you look carefully, you can see tiny opening under the surface of the leaf. So this is called the stomata. So stomata are the small openings in the leaves which help in the exchange of gases. We can't see the stomata with the naked eyes. We can see them through the microscope. So these stomatas are guarded by the guard cells which help in the opening and closing of the stomata. So guard cells help in opening and closing of the stomata. Now till now is it clear? Yes. So we have transported three raw materials, that is water and minerals through roots and carbon dioxide through the stomata, because stomatas help in the exchange of gases. Now you must be having a question. Why only leaves can prepare food? Why not other parts of the plant? This is because the leaves contain a special substance called the chlorophyll. So it is also called the green pigment. So what is the function of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll helps leaves to capture the energy of the sunlight. So chlorophyll helps leaves to capture the energy of the sunlight. So this energy is used to synthesize or prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. Since the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is called photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to combine. So we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water are necessary to carry out the processes of photosynthesis. It is a unique process on the earth. The solar energy is captured by the leaves and stored in the plant in the form of food. Thus, sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Without the sun, there won't be any life on earth. So this is how the plants prepare or synthesize their own food. Now I have a question for you. Apart from food and water, which is the most essential component that is required by the living organisms? Try to give the answer. Which is the most essential component that is required by the living organisms apart from food and water? If you think it is oxygen, you are absolutely right. During the process of photosynthesis, along with the food, the plant releases a gas that is oxygen. So we can say oxygen is the byproduct of photosynthesis. So in the absence of photosynthesis, life would be impossible on earth. So we can represent the process of the photosynthesis by the following equation. During photosynthesis, chlorophyll containing cells of leaves in the presence of sunlight use carbon dioxide and water to synthesize carbohydrates. So during this process, oxygen is released. The carbohydrates are ultimately get converted into starch. So the presence of starch in leaves indicates the occurrence of photosynthesis. So the starch is also a carbohydrate. To sum up today's class, today we learnt about the components of food, what is nutrition, the two types of nutrition, that is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. We saw how photosynthesis takes place in plants, what are the raw materials required for the process of photosynthesis, how important photosynthesis is for the survival of organisms. So that's all for today. Now after this video, click on the link and watch the video how photosynthesis takes place in plants.